Africa in the Winter Olympics. From the Sahara to the snow, Africa is a continent defined by heat, rhythm, and color. Deserts that stretch beyond the horizon, savannas that breathe life, cities that never sleep. Snow does not belong to the African story, or at least that is what the world has always believed. Yet every 4 years, against expectation and geography, Africa shows up at the Winter Olympics, not as a tourist, not as a guest, but as a competitor. This is the story of Africa in the Winter Olympics. Welcome, my name is Jide. Where it all began, Africa's relationship with the Winter Games did not begin recently. It began quietly back in 1960, when South Africa became the first African nation to appear at the Winter Olympics. At the time, it felt almost symbolic. One country, one delegation, one continent stepping into an environment it had never known. Then came moments that reshaped the narratives. In 1984, Lamine Gueye of Senegal made history as the first black African to compete at the Winter Olympics. This is a scare from a country with no snow, no ski resorts, and no winter tradition. His presence alone challenged long-held ideas about who winter sports was meant for. In 1998, Philip Boyd of Kenya arrived at the Nagano Games. His race did not end on the podium, but the standing ovation he received told a bigger story. He was not racing the clock, he was racing perception. Africa had arrived and it's not moving. Africa and the winter paradox. Most African nations that compete in the Winter Olympics are from North Africa and the Sahara region, places where the sun dominates and the winter is more concept than experience. Many of these athletes did not grow up seeing snow. Some did not touch it until adulthood. From them, winter was something watched on television, not lived. Yet they trained anyway. They trained on artificial slopes. They trained in narrow climates. They trained far from home, often without funding, without infrastructures, and without attention. What they carried with them was not comfort. It was identity. They did not chase the medal first. They chased the representation. The modern era, Milano Cortina 2026. Fast forward to 2026 Winter Olympics in Milano and Cortina, and Africa's presence has quietly doubled. 8 African nations, 14 athletes. South Africa leads with the largest ever winter delegation. Morocco continues to build a steady winter sports program. Kenya and Madagascar return with experience and belief. Nigeria, Eritrea, Benin, and Guinea-Bissau remind the world that winter sport is no longer a closed club. Some of these countries are Winter Olympics debutants. Others are veterans still fighting for recognition. What unites them is not snow, it is pride. For athletes like Malitana Clerc of Madagascar, competing across 3 Winter Olympics, the journey is no longer about novelty, it's about belonging. From debut nations like Benin and Guinea-Bissau, it's about visibility, standing on the global stage and saying we are here too. Training without winter. The reality behind this story is often unseen. Many African winter athletes train thousands of miles away from home. They juggle full-time jobs. They self-fund equipment. They rely on diaspora communities, sponsors, and shared determination. There are no childhood ski holidays, no national winter leagues, no natural advantage, only resilience. Learning to fall, learning to adapt, learning to represent a country that may never see the sport they compete in. And still they show up draped in their flags. This is more than sport. These athletes are not just competing in races, they are competing in narratives. They challenge the idea that sport belongs to geography. They challenge the idea that climate defines identity. They challenge the idea that Africa must stay within a single story. When an African athlete steps into a frozen track or snowy slope, they bring with them millions of people who have never seen winter, but who understands ambition. They are reminded that excellence does not ask permission. Why does this matter? African presence at the Winter Olympics is not about medals alone. It's about possibilities. It's about young Africans seeing themselves in places they were told they did not belong. It's about rewriting global sporting culture. It's about pride without apology. Every start line is a statement. Every finish line is a progress. So what does the future hold? African winter journey is still young, but it's growing. More athletes, more nations, more belief. The snow may not fall in Africa, but African footprints are already marked across it. And they are not fading. My name is Jide Banwo. Do subscribe, follow, comment, or share your thoughts in the comment section below. Until next video, later.